Hi guys, I've already made a video on this, but my video and microphone messed up, so I've got the video and no audio, so I've had to delete the video that I originally posted. I wanted to give my reviews and opinions of my Mirena Coil that I've had so far. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, I am no medical profession. I have never been to any type of medical school or anything like that. So what I am saying is my own opinions and my own feelings and reactions. So first off, I never wanted the coil put in the first place. The procedure that I was having done 2 weeks ago, I was supposed to have been having the ablation done, but I didn't end up having that because the doctor that was doing the procedure came into the anaesthetic room just before I went in, because I had to have everything done under general anaesthetic, because I was having they were doing an investigation and they were also taking a biopsy. So because of my anxiety and my panic attacks, I had to have it done under general anaesthetic. So she comes into the room saying, because you're so young, if you have a ablation done now, in a couple of years it's just going to heal over and you'll end up having to have a hysterectomy, which is what I want done anyway, because it's going to solve all my issues, because I've already got a lot of issues in that general area anyway. So I've been struggling now with problems for the last 5 years, and I'm just seem to be getting nowhere, and it just seems like I'm going around in circles. But yeah, so I had now before I go on to actually the Mirena itself, for the past 5 years I've been struggling with pain on my left hand side, actually inside my stomach, uterus. So they've done investigations, laparoscopies and yada yada yada. So procedure's done. I come round after waking up with the tube still in my throat. Woke up gagging from that. That was nice. The first thing that I thought was, ow, pain. So I'm in the recovery part. Obviously, I'm so sorry. Where you go, obviously after you've had a procedure done, surgery done, whatever. So I'm in the recovery room. Then I go back up to the ward, and my blood pressure is extremely low because I take propranolol as well for headaches. So propranolol drops your blood pressure, and so does anaesthetic, so they were just keeping an eye on me as well. So I still had the oxygen mask on, and I was just in horrific pain on my left hand side. And I thought it was probably just where they've either nipped me from the biopsy, or it's just because they put the Mirena in, because they're saying that you do get a bit of cramping. Yes, cramping, not as though you're in frigging labour. So I'm on the ward. I'm in absolute agony. A bit of time goes by, I think an hour goes by, and then they finally come and give me some codeine, just pure 30 milligrams of codeine, because I can't take morphine. It doesn't agree with me, and I can't take anti-inflammatories. So they give me some codeine, and all that did was just give me a buzz. Now the codeine buzz, I hate it. I really, really don't like it at all. It's not nice. So I've just got this buzz. I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm feeling a bit ooh, da da da, but I've still got a lot of pain. So I thought, right, okay, need to give it some time to settle down. So I asked the nurse just before I went home. I said, how long will it be before the pain goes? So I'm sorry. She said it should be a couple of days. So I'm like, oh, okay then. A little bit longer than what they said, because normally they say like a couple of hours or something after you've had to put it in. After you've had it put in. So my husband comes and picks me up. We get back home. I'm still in a lot of pain. I'm taking my pain medication. My pain relief, sorry. Then I go to bed that night, wake up the next morning, and I'm still in horrific pain. And not to mention the amount of bleeding that I had as well. So a couple of days go by, and now normally when it comes to pain, I'm quite alright with pain. I won't say I was the best, and I won't say I was the worst. I'm borderline okay. Like with needles and stuff like that, I'm fine with them. It's just cannulas I have trouble with, because they have trouble getting them in my vein. So, yeah, when I was in the, going back to when I was in the anaesthetic room, I was extremely anxious. My adrenaline was going. I was in a very vulnerable position, and then this doctor comes in and she's like, oh yeah, right, have the coil done, have the coil done, have the coil done. That's all I kept hearing, have the coil done. And I didn't sign up to have the coil put in. Now, I was going in to have the ablation. What I did sign up for was, if I wasn't a suitable candidate to have the ablation done when I was in having the procedure done, to then put the coil in. But only if it's okay. So I didn't even, there was no like whiff or anything of the ablation being done in the actual theatre. It was just, she was going to put the coil in. So I just thought, right, I wanted to go back in the room, get set up, and I want this over and done with. I've been waiting for this for a very, very, very long time. And I want it sorting, and I just thought, right, okay, let me just go in, get it sorted out, and then I can get home. So I basically just said to her, right, yeah, okay, fine, I'll have the coil done. And I think I actually snapped at her as well, because it was just to the point where I was so anxious and worked up that I just wanted it over and done with, because I was like one of the last ones to go down to theatre to have it done. So I'd been there since like 6:30 in the morning, because you have to be there for 7, but I was there from 6:30 because the taxi came very early. So I've been there for numerous amount of hours. I was hungry. I was getting very, very thirsty. And I wanted to get back home to my babies. So 2 girls, one's 7 and one's almost 5. So I thought, right, just to shut her up, just to get her away, I'm just going to say yes to the coil, because she's not going to stop going on, because I kept saying, no, I don't want the coil done, I want the ablation done. She kept going, well, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. So basically, she did the worst thing possible in a professional way. Well, I can't even really think of the words, actually. What a professional should never really do, and that is talk people around when they're in a very, very vulnerable position. And I was, and I'm going to be having words with my gynae anyway when I go back and see them, because I am not happy at all. This is why I didn't want the coil in the first place. The amount of pain that it can give some women, and with me already having pain in that area, I knew for a fact that it was going to maximise that pain. And like I said, I'm not too bad with pain, I'm quite alright, but it's to the point where it feels like I'm either going to faint because of the pain, or 2, I'm either going to throw up, which is not like me at all, because I can handle it. So where was I up to? So yeah, so a couple of days. I'm so sorry. I'm feeling tired now, and I'll explain why in a minute. So a couple of days go by, I'm still not feeling right. Then Then a week goes by and I'm still in horrific pain. So I'll go and see my doctor and get an emergency appointment with her. I go in, tell her what's happening. She has a feeling in my stomach and it is very sore, like especially on the left hand side where I'm getting all the pain. So she says, right, I'm going to book you in to go and have an emergency scan done at the hospital. It turns out then it would have been the next day. So it would have been the Thursday, last Thursday, 7th. So when I was in with the doctor, she also prescribed me some tramadol. So I get back home, I take the tramadol, I take 2 of them, and I'm sat there and I get a horrendous buzz from it and I don't like it at all. I hate it. I hate it with a passion because it's not nice because it's like you're drunk, and I don't drink anymore. I haven't drunk now for about 10, almost 11 years. And I really don't like that feeling. So I take 2 tramadol and still it doesn't do anything for the pain. I've still got the pain plus a massive buzz. So I'm feeling dead disoriented. I've got a bucket next to me just in case. Because I've never taken tramadol before, so I didn't know what it was going to do to me. So, taking the tramadol, just got a buzz. Then the next day I went for a scan, everything was fine. I was a little bit gassy inside. The sonographer was then trying to tell me that I was having all this pain because I had trapped wind. I'm just like, no. I know the difference between trapped wind and sharp stabbing pain as though some angry little leprechaun is in my uterus stabbing me to death. A bit over dramatic, but seriously, you have no idea of how actually painful it is. And if there are any women out there that are watching this that have had horrific pain with the coil, then you know exactly what I'm going on about. So then they're all like, yeah, fine, it's fine, nothing's wrong. So I'll go up and see the nurse after I've had the scan done. She's like, read the report, and everything seems to be fine. Now at this point, I'm in a lot of pain, so my husband does like near enough most of the talking. So he was asking, so what we're going to do if the pain doesn't start settling down? And she said, go back to see your doctor in a couple of days or a week. Try and give it another week, see if it'll settle down. And if not, then it looks like you're going to have it taken out. So I'm like, right, okay, fine. So then a week goes by. So we're now up to Friday the 14th of October 2016. Yesterday, I went to go and see the locum doctor. I got an emergency appointment with a locum doctor. Never seen her before, but she was a lovely doctor and she did try and help me as much as she can. There is a doctor in our surgery that does do like coil fittings and removals, but I couldn't get in with her for like 2 weeks. She said, I'm so sorry. Said I'll have to go to the family planning clinic in the town centre. So I went to the family planning clinic today, walked in, they were fully booked already, but I could be seen under an emergency. So I said, yes, it is an emergency. And that was the doctor said as well. I am actually having an allergic reaction to, well, not allergic reaction, but I'm actually having a reaction to the coil because I'm full of like little small like eczema rash patches all over my body. Mainly the worst parts are like around my stomach here. I've got some on my arms as well. Some new patches have just started coming out as well. Some of the old ones are sort of fading a little bit, but more are like spreading and coming out. I got there, booked in with them, sat down, they give me a ticket, then I said, right, the nurse will have a think if they're going to see you or not. So then after about 15-20 minutes, they call my number, so I go back to the desk saying, yes, the doctor will see me. So after 2 hours of sitting there, I then go in the room This is like literally only a couple of hours ago. So then I go into the room. We start going through a couple of questions, you like the usual stuff. So then she says, right, so what do you want to do? So I said, I need it taken out because it's giving me a lot of pain and I'm also having a reaction to it. So then I get up on the bed, I get my legs up on the stall things. I'm there, I'm nice and relaxed. I thought, right, yes, okay, it's finally going to be out. So she gets the spectrum. She inserts it, as you do. She opens it up, which is very uncomfortable for me because of all the issues that I've got going on down there. So she opens it up, and then I don't know what she picks up, but then I felt like this sharp scratch inside, and I was just like, ow, is it out? Because I thought she'd pulled it out, but she said no. Because at first she said she could see the strings, but then she said no, I can't find the strings, they've disappeared. So I'm just like, great. So then it was hurting a bit, so she pulled out. So she said, take a couple of deep breaths. Do you want me to try it again? So I said, yes. So she said, right, I'm going to try it at a different angle. So she put it in. I don't know if she even opened it, but I felt like another really sharp scratch. And at this point, I screamed. I like yelped. It hurt that much. So then she stopped. She said, right, okay, I'm not doing anything. So then I calmed myself down a bit. Then she had another go. And again, this pain was worse than the first pain though. So I just yelped again. And at this point, I burst out crying and I was shaking. I was physically, my whole body was shaking. My husband's got hold of my hand. He's whispering in my ear, come on, calm yourself down. It got to the point where it hurt that much. I was in tears. I was properly crying. And my body was just, I was shaking. I think because of how bad the pain was that I felt down there, I think it felt like my body was starting to go into shock. Because it was like, it was tensing up, it was shaking. I was very like, for a couple of minutes I was a bit disoriented because it hurt that much. Now that sounds a bit dramatic, but my husband can even clarify this. I had to lie there to try and calm myself down. I must have been lay there for like, a good 5-10 minutes to try and calm myself down. My body was just shaking. Then whilst I'm getting dressed, I'm still shaking. I'm sat down, she's trying to talk to me, and of course I'm still crying because I'm so worked up. And then she's like, you're gonna have to go back to your doctors and tell them that we've had a go. And she said, do you want our doctor to try and have a go? So I didn't really say yes or no, but I think she just contacted them anyway. So they rung her and said, do you want the doctor to try and have a go? So I just said no. I was too worked up, and because I was so worked up, I was going to be far too tense. So she said, right, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go back to your doctors and you're going to have to get an emergency appointment with them and say you need an emergency gynae referral back to the hospital to get it removed. So here's me thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be plain sailing, and they just sort of like fish around, find the string bits and just try that again, pull it out. But nope, nothing's ever easy for me in that area. So now I'm just at a point where I'm in agony, as well as up my vagina. I now have pain in my uterus as well. So I've got a mixture of things going on. So now I'm just at a point where I've had enough. This has been, not the coil stuff, but other stuff as well, has been going on for 5 years. And it's just time that I need things sorting out. And if any woman comes across this video that's not had the coil fitted, I would definitely reconsider other contraceptive forms. If you tried the pill and that, and obviously that's not for you and you want the coil, I would then suggest try the implant, because that's going to be a lot more invasive than getting the coil done. Because you need to bear in mind it's a foreign object going into your body. Your body will try and reject it. And there have been women out there that have had the coil fitted and it's actually embedded into the uterus wall, and it has also like come out of the uterus and gone into other organs. Oh yeah, I've been watching YouTube videos. So definitely reconsider your options, ladies. If you are thinking about getting the coil, I would strongly advise against it. It's just so many complications with it, and to be honest, the amount of problems it can cause, I'm actually surprised that they're still letting women have it put in their bodies. So yeah, but I'm going to leave it there, guys, and thank you for watching. And any questions, please just leave them in the comments below, and I will do my best to try and answer them. And thank you again for watching, and hope you're all doing well. Bye.